Hello and welcome to a fresh hour of CBS Sports HQ alongside Joe Musso. I am Hakeem Dermish. An all-LA Western Conference Finals would be epic, but for that to happen, the Clippers can't blow a 3-1 lead. Kidding aside, the other team in the conversation is no joke.
Yeah, Hakeem, for all the glitz and the glam of the stars in L.A., there is a workman-like dominance to the West's best. The Utah Jazz far and beyond the top team in the NBA this season, winners in 21 of their last 23, cashing tickets with ease, and a chance to make a statement on Wednesday night against the defending champion Lakers. These two teams staring each other down from a ways away and finally getting a crack at one another here on Wednesday night. Lakers coming in on a 3-game losing streak. All 3 of those losses at home, no less. Facing the best team in the league, tough task, the Jazz. They've won 14 straight home games, 13 by double digits, but King James says, I'm here. Wasn't here for long, though. Lakers up 2. Late first, tied at 21, Joe Ingles. He jingles all the way. 3-pointer from the wing there over Montrezl Harrell, put the Jazz up 3. Jazz shot at 6 of 12 from downtown in the first quarter. More of that to come. Really got going here in the second. Wide open look for Jordan Clarkson. Great ball movement. Then a minute later, Mike Conley off the screen, sets his feet, knocked down. Jazz up 10, not looking back. 2 minutes later, Conley, another step back, another triple. Jazz up 13. Mid-second now, Clarkson over Alex Caruso. They were pouring it in. Jazz tie a franchise record for 3.5 with 14 made threes in the first half. Early third quarter now. Donovan Mitchell to Rudy Gobert. Beautiful little pocket pass there to Gobert. Put the Jazz up by a dub. Minute later, Mike Conley up top to Gobert. Easy work, Je suis Rudy. Gobert 18 points, 9 boards in this one. Then mid-third quarter, Jazz up 22, just making a statement. Donovan Mitchell, spider weaving his web and throwing that one down. Message sent, message received. The Jazz win their 15th straight home game, 14 of those wins by double digits. They extend their NBA best record to 26-6. And the Lakers now 1-4 since the AD injury. They've lost 4 straight games, 114-89 your final in this one. Jazz over the last 2 games have 50 made 3-pointers, like hitting water out of a boat, on fire from range. LeBron, meanwhile, in this one, 19 points, 4 boards, 4 assists, perhaps some fatigue setting in for King James as he tries to shoulder the load for Los Angeles. The Jazz cover the 8, no problem, 8.5, depending on where you're shopped. In this one, 218.5 was your total. Taking a look at some of this dominance here by Utah. We can look at this from multiple different angles, and here's the angle tonight. Most consecutive home wins by double digits in NBA history. They are approaching record-setting status. They trail only the 89-90 Suns with now 14 consecutive home wins by 10 or more points. Pour it up, Utah. Joining us now in the wake of a comprehensive beatdown, CBS Sports NBA insider Bill Reiter. Bill, out-hustled, out-rebound, outplayed the Utah Jazz, making light work of the Lakers. The word at the forefront of my mind right now is just exhaustion. The Lakers, they've dropped 4 straight, 5 of their last 6, still have 4 out in front of them before a desperately needed All-Star break. State of the franchise right now. What's ailing LeBron and the Lakers most?
I think you said it. I think it's this is a team, we know this along with the Miami Heat, that didn't get any kind of an offseason, and that has an impact on play and performance. And it's certainly, I think, Joe, worth noting, as you know, as people that are watching know, when you don't have your second best player in Anthony Davis, we don't have your third best player in Dennis Schroeder, that's going to have an impact as well. You add all that up and you throw that team into the absolute high hurdle that is not just the Jazz, but the Jazz at home. You're going to have these kind of beatdowns, and we saw that from Vegas. Vegas knew 8.5 point line. You don't usually see the Lakers as that big of a dog, no matter who they're playing.
Well, you kind of mentioned it there, Bill. At age 36 in season 18, LeBron James right now is 3rd in the league in total minutes played this season. Already 1,100 plus logged. You stack that on top of that championship run you mentioned in the near non-existent offseason. The guy's going to have to find his legs at some point this season if they're going to do it again. How and when does that happen this season, Bill?
I mean, there's one of 2 answers. Either Frank Vogel needs to not fall into the same trap, and I get it that every coach that's ever coached LeBron James falls into, which is when there's an emergency or even the illusion of an emergency, break glass and go to LeBron, or you're just going to have to accept that LeBron can't play as many minutes. Now maybe LeBron, because he has pushed back against every metric, every standard, every expectation, like Tom Brady in the National Football League, and continues to play at a level at age 36. I think very few people would have guessed 6 years ago, even from LeBron. But I think you're right, Joe. I think, and just talking to sources around the NBA, and some of this might be wishful thinking, but there's a sense that LeBron certainly can't be ageless forever. And that if they pile the minutes on too much, and if Anthony Davis isn't reliable in terms of his health, it creates an opening in the Western Conference for some other teams.
Sort of magnified by the fact that we did get the second half schedule here on Wednesday. All that lies out in front of LBJ. If he does not have his running mate, fatigue, no doubt going to be a factor, as it was on Wednesday night. Flip side of this one, someone's got to give the Jazz their flowers, and that'll be us. Another well-rounded effort out of Utah. What sort of statement was this in your eyes over the defending champs?
I think it's a big statement, and not everybody around the NBA wants to give them those flowers. There's certainly two schools of thought. One is that the game tonight represents a point made. It's a humiliation against the Lakers team, whatever their shortcomings, whatever their wear and tear, whatever their exhaustion, that featured LeBron James at least for 28, 29 minutes of the game. And the doubters are going to say, look, yeah, you had 6 guys that scored in double digits for the Jazz, but not a single guy took over the game. In fact, LeBron had the most points in this game with 19. So I think it's still a question mark. For me, Joe, I believe in Utah, and I think they're a real contender. They are remarkable defensively. I think Donovan Mitchell is a guy in the playoffs that can go create his own space, get his own shot. They're very well coached. They know who they are. But you're right. We might be handing flowers out to the Jazz, but not every player in the NBA, not every executive in the NBA, not every person that works in the NBA is believing in this team. It's an interesting divide around the association between those who think Utah are in that top tier in the association, top 2 or 3 or 4 teams, whatever it is, and those that think it's a regular season illusion.
Yeah, there is beating a team, and then there is beating the brakes off of a team, and this on Wednesday night was the latter. How much stock do you put into the blowout nature of the outcome Wednesday night? Are there residual effects next time these two meet? A bit of a mental edge established, perhaps?
I don't know if there's I think it really depends on Anthony Davis. I do think it underscores, and we knew this, but LeBron's so remarkable that maybe sometimes we forget. Doesn't matter who you are, you need some help. And the Lakers, without Anthony Davis, simply aren't the same basketball team. Not offensively and not defensively. These are supposed to be, Utah and the Lakers, the best 2 teams in the NBA. So if Anthony Davis is healthy and he's fine in a conference semifinals or a conference finals many months from now, no, I think LeBron won't be sweating it at all. But if Anthony Davis is hobbled or unavailable for any part of a playoff series, I think it's a huge mental.
Want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.